gonna go right unless I hit a tree early. Like that.
Alright, what's going on, everybody? We're on our way to the course right now. I'm gonna swing by some Dunkin' and grab some iced coffee because it's 46 degrees out, so we need to definitely cool off. You know how us New Englanders love our Dunkin'. So for today's video, we're gonna meet my buddy Steve, who I play with all the time at our local course. We run some leagues together. We're on the same team challenge together. He's my co-captain, and he is a die-hard MVP guy. I'm the Discraft guy, he's the MVP guy. So I'm really gonna be leaning on him for some experience and tips today. What we're gonna do is we're going to play best shot doubles, just him and I. And we're gonna shoot for a score that would be competitive in our doubles league, with the twist of we are only going to throw the discs that I pulled out of the Gyropalooza box. So it's gonna be rough for me. Probably second-hand nature for second nature for Steve. I think a lot of the stuff that we have is a little more stable than what I'm used to because it's all glow plastic pretty much from the box, but it should definitely be a good time. And he generally likes really flippy stuff, so I'm sure he's going to be throwing the Detour, and I think there was a Proxy in there maybe, and a Watt and a Glitch. He'll probably be living with those, maybe the Crave. And I'll be throwing the Pilot, the Watt, and the time lapse for my forehand stuff. It's going to be interesting. I think we need to shoot around like a -5 in order to be competitive with our normal doubles league. So that's our goal, but we'll see how it goes. Right now it looks like the sun's starting to pop up. We had some downpouring all last night and this morning. Up in New Hampshire, Vermont, they're supposed to get like 1.5 feet of snow, so we kind of lucked out. It'll be wet and kind of dreary, but like I said, blue skies are starting to pop out, so our rounds should be pretty good, and for the most part dry. So that's it. I'll see you guys soon on the course. All right, so we're at hole 1, 342 feet. It looks like we actually got a little bit of a left or right wind. I'm gonna go with the time lapse. I usually try to forehand this hole, get the flex through a little bit. Granted, we are cold right now and didn't really warm up, and it's a disc that is brand new. Let's see if we can get it down there. Yep, that didn't work out well.
All right, so Brandon managed to hit first available, so I'm going to go with the Detour and play the safe double shot and hopefully flip it up, get it to ride a little bit towards the basket. Kind of got 100 feet to the basket, playing dubs. I'm going to run it with the Watt, see what happens. Hopefully if I land close, if it doesn't go in, Brandon can give it a full run as well.
That's a pretty good drive for a cold mid-range, by the way.
Appreciate it. Definitely good enough where you can give it a go.
I'm gonna go with this max weight, 162 gram glitch. Kind of like max weight. What were the limits for weights on the glitches before?
154, I believe.
154. Well, both lives very much like a lot.
And Brandon's just having a lumberjack round.
All right, so Steve got us what? 20 feet.
Ideally, we're good enough that we make it. I'm going to lay claim on the fact that I don't putt with premium plastics. That's my preemptive excuse.
Maybe that's why you're not a premium player. Solo hole for Steve. Maybe this is your sign. Premium pilots.
No. Especially this time of year in New England.
So what he's referring to is because it's so cold, a lot of the premium plastic stuff breaks and cracks in the cold weather. I've been told that my entire, quote, disc golf career of 7 years, but last year was the first time I've actually witnessed it. I was gifted by my girlfriend a Big Z Buzz that had Psyduck, like, custom dyed on it, because it's my favorite Pokemon. Loved it. I went out and played in negative 10-degree weather with a friend. First throw into a tree, and it just split all the way down the center. So we're gonna hope that doesn't happen with any of this stuff. Have you broken any MVP stuff before?
I don't believe I've broken an MVP. I've broken some in, but my first one I ever shattered was a DX Leopard. It was here, and it was a sad day. And then I made a post on Reddit, and then all of a sudden found out that you're not supposed to throw DX plastic in the cold months.
Doesn't sound right. The internet is full of nice and helpful comments. All right, so here we are at hole 2. 384 feet. Basket is way down there, kind of like on, let's see if I get my finger, here on the crest of a hill. A par here is actually a pretty good score. Being able to have a run for birdie is pretty rare here, but we'll see what happens today. What are you going with, Steve?
I think I'm gonna flick the time lapse. We'll see how it goes.
Okay. I would like to say it was more understable than I expected, but it might just also me being super amateur and rolling my wrist.
Certainly rolled the wrist and hit a tree.
Welcome to my life. We're gonna swap what we tried on the hole 1. I'm gonna go with the detour, try to play the safe route and throw straight, which is a little bit of turn to the right to give us a good spot to lay up for par. I'm excited to throw this. I feel like this is going to be very similar to a Buzz SS or very beat-in Hex. Not exactly what I was hoping for. Just somewhere in the middle. It kept the turn, which is nice. On to the next shot. It's a little soupy today. It absolutely poured rain on us last night, and there's like local flooding going on. Vermont is supposed to get like 1.5 feet of snow. Can't wait to see that all over on the Team Challenge page. People are posting about having to play in 1 foot plus of snow.
Yeah.
So not ideal, but closer than we were with your shot.
Not wrong. Throw down a little patent pending Annie. Hopefully get to fade back towards the basket, landing on the hill. This one, if you are not within 15 feet, it is a death putt in all directions.
Let's throw on that black disc. Hopefully we can find it as well.
A little short, but hit the line.
Nice. All right, so I'm gonna do the same throw as Steve, hopefully better-ish, or with a watt. This is the downside of skinny pants. Like, I miss the 90s baggy pants. I'll take that all day. Parked within bullseye with the watt.
Absolutely. That is the cold weather.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It's not me. It's the weather.
At least I have the excuse that I don't normally throw this stuff, so I don't know what yours is.
Premium pilot.
Par, baby, let's go!
Thank you.
It's actually a win on this hole. So how long have you been playing disc golf now?
I started December of 2017, so 6 years now. Kind of fell in love with the sport immediately. Did the thing that every beginner does, buys way too much plastic at the start. Continued to buy way too much plastic going from there. Picked up an Envy, really liked the plastic, really liked the overmold. That's what got me started with MVP. Started with how it looked, then I liked how everything was bored flat. I've been enjoying it ever since. Play tournaments, leagues, all that good stuff.
I have noticed that the MVP stuff tends to be more flat. Like I said before, I throw primarily Discraft, pretty much all Discraft. But their stuff definitely has a variance of like some are flat, some are domey. It just depends on the run. But pretty much everything that I've grabbed from MVP Axiom has been pretty flat. I mean, that's got to be good for consistency, right? Like their flights are probably very similar unless you change the plastic type itself.
Oh, absolutely. It takes one more variable out of the equation when you're molding them.
Yep. All right, so now we're at hole 3. It's the hardest hole on the course to get a birdie. I've seen 2 in 7 years. One of them was like a 150-foot throw-in. It's 400 feet. There's a tight alleyway at the end, a little field that we got to throw over, and then it banks to the right. So the only time I've seen it birdied and truly earned was a flip-up forehand that stayed flat and then turned a little bit to the right, or faded back to the right. And that's it. The big thing is here, you don't want to pull over right and flip something over because you end up in jail. And because of this lovely highway that's in the background here, it pulls all this wind towards us, so there is always a headwind here and always way worse in the winter. What do you think you're going with?
Probably gonna hit the crave. Hopefully it flips up, rides a little straight. Really want to stay away from the left, the right side. Left is the good miss. That opens up the hyzer back to the basket. So this one's 168, a little bit lighter, so it's probably going to flip a little bit more. So I'll put on a little bit too much, little more hyzer. It's probably going to be too much, but we'll see. Relatively favorable kick. Might have ended up on 2's fairway, but we'll see how it goes. Okay.
The Streamline Hex, I mean Echo, yeah, that. I hope I don't lose this. I feel like my girlfriend's gonna love this. It like fits her colors. That was all right. The wind did some weird stuff to it, but a little bit better than being off the side. So my Echo is up there, submerged, like 20 feet in front of us. We're going to take a casual relief. The basket is just above it. But directly in line with it, it's also the crave throw, followed by another 15 to 20 feet of soup. So we're going to kind of just split the difference and go behind the Echo and see what we can get.
This should be the shot that the detour excels with here.
I think you're parked. Right. A lot worked on hole 2. Let's see if it'll work on hole 3.
Solid shot.
Short, but right line. I'll take it.
Coffee in hand. Let's see if we can do it. Mission accomplished.
All right, so we're at hole 4 now, 189 feet. I like to round up to 190. It sounds like a much bigger number, but it's just a dead straight shot here. It's the most aced hole on the course. I've gotten it a few times. Steve, have you gotten 4 yet?
Nope.
All right, so Steve's gotten much harder holes in the course, but can't achieve this thing, so let's see if we can get it today. I will definitely be throwing a couple throws on this, even if we keep, we'll just keep our first throws for the scores. Right now we're sitting at even, which is not a bad thing on this course for the first 3 holes, even with dubs, but it's time to start getting those birdies or aces.
All right, I'm gonna throw the Envy, put in a little baby flex on it. Really opens up the gap a little bit more. Real stable. Not bad though.
I know you're thinking the Watt would be great for this because everyone throws that, but the Pilot is probably the closest thing to the throwing putters that I have. Granted, there's a little beat on it. I'm assuming it's a little more stable being in this plastic, so it's like the Baby Annie. Maybe not as far left as Steve's throw.
And I matched your throw. So I didn't work, but I'm gonna throw some extras for fun.
All right, so consistency is king. Steve and I landed within 3 feet of each other, probably about 25 feet. This is we need this.
I'll get a good one.
This is like my weak spot. It's just inside like a 25 to 33 foot range. Thanks, Steve. You're supposed to be a good putter.
Oh, and he did it.
All right, so with nothing but skill and a little bit of luck maybe, we got 4, which is a much needed birdie on this. Like, I feel if you don't birdie that, your round's probably not going in a good place. We're at hole 5 now, which is right along the highway, so you might get a little background noise. Hole 5 is a 458 foot par 4. It's a soft 4 though, kind of like the way hole 3 was a hard 3. This is a soft 4. Usually you can just throw a mid-range if you want to, about halfway down, have the same exact shot for an easy birdie. It doesn't stop us from trying to run it for an eagle and then hitting first available and ending up with a bogey. So I will throw first, and I think I'm gonna try the Crave. Is that what you were gonna throw?
Nope.
All right.
This is the Crave, right? Yeah.
Hold on.
Your nose up, but I'm right in front of the short tee, so it should be an easy birdie, believe it or not. So, Brandon's not in a terrible spot. Forehand time lapse, hopefully it goes better than hole 2. Also nose up, very much right into the woods.
James Conrad could not run up here if he tried. He'd need a dock.
I'm going to try and get my glitch to hold a hyzer the whole way on a backhand.
Okay, so 2 different shots.
That's the nice thing about a glitch is it doesn't dive on you, so you can get it to just hold that hyzer, big sweeping hyzers with it.
What's like their overstable fairway, like Fireball?
Fireball motion.
Or maybe even like the Pyro's a mid though, right?
Pyro's a
I
mid.
feel like that would be good here to flex. Let's hope this thing's a little beefier because of the plastic. That was terrible. That was all me, that wasn't this.
Down here.
Yeah, casual relief again. Floating near the bridge. It was a really good shot, Steve. We were like 20-ish feet, 25 feet. Now we're gonna putt circle's edge.
Now we're just outside our range.
Speak for yourself. I need to be within that 15.
Oh, I need the glitch. That's what I've been putting with. This will be an official mini. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. Great. Did you putt from the rock?
I putted from roughly the rock. All right, apparently Brandon
Let's
can
go.
putt today.
I could putt with a glitch. Weird.
All right, so here we got hole 6. It is 377 feet. There's a very tight gap. It's a little bit more open, and by a little bit more, way more open this time of year. Basket is way left. There is a local line up through the trees on the left. I'm gonna actually try and hit the gap today. Hopefully it works. I'm probably gonna throw the detour, flip it up, and have it just coast left.
You're really good at flipping stuff up and still keeping it to go to the left. That's not a shot in my bag at all.
I throw with a lot of hyzer, so I throw a lot of understable stuff typically. Super helpful in the woods, obviously, but I get out to an open field, it goes bad.
What would you normally throw here? A wave?
I usually throw a wave through the local line on the left. If I am really trying to just crush the gap, I'll throw a Tesla hard and flat, see how that one works out, but usually it's first available.
Sounds about right. Well, in theory, only one of us needs to hit the gap. I'd prefer it to be you, so I don't have to, but...
It's not the gap.
All right, so out of that bag, the only thing I found that I can trust is overstable is probably this time lapse. Now, I do not have the arm to backhand this, but I can trust that it's gonna go left. Hit the gap, went left. Couple puddle skips as it hydroplaned its way towards the basket. We'll take it. So again, we're losing about 20 feet thanks to a gigantic puddle. Basket is actually just behind that gigantic down tree back there. We're probably, what, 80, 100?
Probably about 100. I'm gonna give the glitch a whirl, put it on Annie the whole way. Hopefully the wind doesn't do terrible things to it.
Hopefully that little bit of extra weight it's got helps.
Not a good run.
Since you did the glitch, I'll go with the watt. They're kind of like the same disc, right? Watt's a little more stable. I feel like most people here would actually do like a little touchy forehand. Maybe with Envy.
If I had my tempo, I mean the forehand Envy will definitely work.
I think the tempo would be a good choice here. Not a lot of people have that though, because they didn't play that circuit challenge. It's closer.
Do it up. About 20, 25.
I should call it glitches more often.
Apparently.
All right, so we're at hole 7. We're sitting at 2 down right now, which is a safe spot to be. We've made it through some of the tougher ones. Hole 7 is 522 feet, par 4. It's just a long wooded shot. As long as you can keep your shots straight, even if you can only get 250 feet out of them, you should have a decent run at birdie. The big thing is there's like one tree you really got to focus on missing on the drive. And then if you can do that, your second shot is either a forehand through a tight gap or just a hyzer or straight play around the right side to the basket for layup and easy bird. So Steve, you want to lead us off?
Sure.
What are you throwing?
I'm gonna throw the crave, hopefully get a slight flip up out of it. Still haven't decided if right is the good miss or not, but
I like being right because left you have to do that forehand and it's real tight in that area.
that's about as good as I was expecting.
That was crushed.
It's that 6.5 speed arm right there.
All right, so the lift is not as stable as my other glow one, and it's supposed to be slightly understable. So I'm just gonna try to get to go straight and have a little bit of turn to the right and settle. And that's it. I don't want it to dive left. Don't dive left. Straight or right. You go up left. I think I'm exactly where you are. All right, so Steve got maybe like 15, 20 feet on me, but it's a tight forehand line, and mine's got a bigger hyzer play, so it's we're debating, but we're gonna go with what Steve feels more comfortable with, which is the hyzer. And he says he has faith that he could hit the line.
I'm gonna trust the detour that this from the frame today. What could go wrong?
It's broken in. It's actually, I don't think it has it hit a tree yet.
No, because it's just that good.
Oof. You heard it first, people.
It's about to hit the tree. I flipped.
It hit 2 trees.
Yep. Brandon, hopefully gonna hit the line. Luckily, this is a par 4.
If I can just make it through these little tiny tree branch things, it'll be okay. I feel like worst case scenario is a par, but I'd like to get. I should throw the NB. No.
So neither of us had the best throw for birdie, which kind of sucks, but we're probably at about 80 feet with an easy layup for par or a really long bid.
I need a little bit of redemption on that last blitz shot from hole 6.
Glitch is in the top of the bag.
That would be where it is. Smash.
Well, you're parked.
Full sendies. That's a flag hit.
All right, very sad par.
Yeah.
All right, so we're at hole 8, 300 feet, give or take 1 feet. It's just a narrow hallway about halfway down and then a slight right to the pin. The easy part here is just pitching to the left somewhere where the all tee is and just having a nice putter shot, but who likes to pitch it up for a par when we get to run it?
Hopefully the detour flips up nice for me. Typically I would forehand this, but today it's a detour backhand. A little too much hyzer out of the hand, hit the gap. It'll ensure the par at least.
You're down there.
Thinking he's gonna ace the basket.
No, I don't think I'm going to ace it. I think I'm going to throw it directly into the tree with the sign in it that I'm aiming just to the left of. All hopes are to the left of that tree, flex it over the little twig stuff over there on the left, and then it just dumps back to the basket. In theory.
Amateur disc golf.
I threw left of the other trees.
That's pretty bad. So this is what happens when you go off the fairway at Panthorn. You have nothing. Conveniently, there's no leaves on the trees this time of year, but it's still not great.
We're lucky it rained though because all the leaves here are wet and matted down. This course is notorious for just sliding since it's so flat and then just being gone to the leaves.
I'm way too close for this, but I'm gonna rifle a hex at it, and then Brandon can lay up when I miss. So close. Oh boy.
Smartly.
Oh boy.
Okay. All right, so we're still sitting at 2 down. We're at hole 9, 266 feet, just dead straight. Looks like there's a slight headwind. Could be a putter, mid-range shot. Steve?
Of all the holes on this course, this is the one I'm most excited for the detour for. I've been throwing the hex and fading out a little too early, or I throw the uplink, turn it over a little too much, so hopefully that correction works well with this one. Not the greatest.
I'm gonna go with the Watt. Just putter straight, headwind, which means I gotta put a little hyzer on it. A little short, but circle. Circle's edge, maybe.
Sweet. Not taking casual relief. I'm blaming that on my misses.
All right, so we're probably about 45,
Something like that.
just outside circle. Nope, not gonna hit.
Player B.
Still
Not
bad. B for bad.
I made one.
I feel like our course is essentially Minnesota at the land of, was it 10,000 lakes? This is the course of 10,000 ponds. All right.
All right, hole 10, 219, dead straight. We recently lost a tree that makes it a little bit easier. Typical New England hole, straight, full of trees everywhere. Just got to hit your line, hope for the best. Usually I would forehand this. I don't have any disc in here that I'm comfortable with forehanding, so I'm going to try and throw the detour on a slight hyzer, hard and flat, and hopefully get the ace, because we're not laying up today.
Seems like there's a headwind on every hole that we're on.
True.
Maybe I'll put a little bit more beans behind this one because I was short in the last one. But
Put on a little hyzer, the headwind's a little rough.
I made it through a non-existent gap.
Or I'll just continue to miss everything.
Jeez. Premium
I
plastic.
can't putt with premium.
At least there's not a headwind. Directly another headwind. Now I know why the foundation guys always talk about their putting and everyone thinks they're going to be at putting. It's easy to putt until there's a camera. Whiffed that one, so we're still sitting at 2 under. Hole 11, 216 feet, slight downhill, a little bit of hyzer. 1 or 2 small trees in the middle of the miss. Just getting anything down there mid-range, a putter, just a little bit of fade. Usually sets you up for the easiest birdie. But Steve is hell-bent on this detour ace, so let's see if he can do it. Oh, that looks so good.
Oh, a little bit too much.
All right, pilot. See if I can keep it flat, just to the right of that tree in the middle. Realistically, I'm gonna throw straight. Okay, we'll take yours.
Works for me.
Steve's Park, circle 1. Airball incoming.
I
Yeah!
almost caged it just for that comment.
All right, so we are at hole 12, still sadly sitting at 2 down. We definitely missed 2 birdies in the last 2 we should have gotten to give us a little cushion. Hole 12, 262 feet. It is a slight uphill, hard left, almost 90 degrees from where you see this gigantic down tree up here. A couple people do different things. There's a local route straight at it with a little bit of fade. There is a big, high, sweeping hyzer spike, whether it's overstable or flippy to get it to glide more. And then there's the fun local, which is through the woods on a huge Annie and praying and spraying like Counter-Strike. So Steve is probably going to go, oh, look at that, detour.
Surprise.
Are you going straight at it?
I'm going to go kind of sweeping hyzer up the left local line, see what happens.
Okay.
I do have an ace on that line, but I don't have hole 4.
I was looking so good.
Oops.
This is not like me to take the straight line. Try a light flex with the lift. The lift, that's what this is.
Lift.
Yep, the lift.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh.
That's somewhere over there.
I didn't hit first available, I hit second.
Hard.
So unfortunately, we both ended up in suboptimal areas. Steve's was definitely better because it was in a straight line to the basket. This is definitely just a layup or a pray and spray. Get it in. Huh. Okay.
Circle.
Okay. Cool, 10 feet. Those 12 feet putts.
Cage.
Batting 1,000.
All right, hole 13, 480, par 4, hard dogleg right. You want to make it to the corner. If you're a little short, you're going to have a bunch of trees in the way. Little long, could get a little tricky. But, you know, first shot's just a simple placement shot. But I'm going to do the dumb thing and throw a paradox, because why not?
I did it. Play here is usually something overstable. So we'll go with time lapse, forehand. About halfway on the fairway, it's like a 45-degree right. So if you can get to that spot, it kind of flare skips towards the basket. He's already set us up in a safe spot. So attempt to be a little more aggressive, tailwind.
Right out of it.
I literally just back rolled directly where you were. Okay. A little hyzer, the pilot. We got the right to left wind, so it should help it.
Brandon went a little deep, but conveniently have the hyzer line.
That was no bueno. Do not do that. I threw that so much hyzer.
Throwing sand, so I'm going to go hex. Normally this distance would be an envy.
We need this. This could be an easy birdie. Beat it.
Short?
Short, but probably circle's edge. We got to look.
Up.
All right, so.
Pilot it.
All right, Steve, here's your redemption. Circle's edge putt.
No luck today.
Oh man. Okay.
It's in. Got the bird like we're supposed to.
All right, so we're at hole 14 now, which is the hardest hole in the course. Not to say it is a hard hole, it's just the hardest one here. 413 feet, slight left, slight downhill. Problem is the fairway is extremely tight, about 100 feet down. So people that throw high-speed drivers, if they hit one of those, they're pretty much guaranteed bogey. I tend to throw a putter and just try to make it down there and take my medicine and take my par here. Par is very okay in this hole. Steve's going to throw
New reliable.
the detour. Who would have thought? First time throwing it right. Just anything straight here and in the fairway is a win.
That's why you throw the detour.
All the way down
Yeah.
there, not a single tree hit. That was mint.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, so I'm gonna pretend like I'm gonna bring in all these different things and I'm just gonna try to throw it straight. Wind, hills, speed, weight, straight. Huh.
Still a ways to go from the basket, but you will take this shot all day.
Probably better than my best drive in this hole, so I'm okay with this, very much so. Headwind, just try to keep it close to the basket. Ah,
25.
25.
This is either going to hit the line or it's going to hit first available.
I'm gonna say hit second available.
Oh, so close.
All right.
One of those days. No
Glitch putting.
bogeys
All day.
allowed.
Yep. All right, so hole 15. We're currently sitting at 4 down, which is mint. 328 feet, slight downhill, slight left. There's either a straight route right at it or a little bit of a wider angle and just having it hyzer. There's a pretty good headwind. I'm going to attempt to flex a time lapse straight, but it's going to require a decent amount of Andy down the center.
He did it. Wind's down, going detour. I'm going straight up again.
All right, Steve ended up in a better spot. He's probably like 55. Oh, I see why you hit that band. It's huge. All right, the glitch has been working for distance for me. All right, I'll take the car here. Hole 16. This is the only hole in the course that has OB.
Hole 3 has the highway.
True. I haven't seen anyone hit the highway. I've seen people get close. Anyways, the only like official real OB marked out. And whatever. About a third of the way down on the left, there's stakes. There's one tree to miss in the center. There's two different lines. People either try to flex the left side on an Annie and force an Annie and have something come back around, or they throw on the right side something flipping and let it flip up. I'm going to attempt to throw on the left side the time lapse on a good Annie and get a good full flight out of it. It's only 326 feet, so it's not too far. It's just this initial tree right in the front. So I am OB. I did not flex that. I made the gap. Don't do that, Steve. All right, as I stated in the beginning of the video, I wanted to put it in the middle to see who's still watching. I will do a giveaway with one of the discs out of this pack. We haven't put our names on anything. A couple of them are spoken for, but there's still a couple nice ones left. So do me a favor, in the comments below, tell me what your favorite MVP disc is and what your least favorite MVP disc is. You don't have to put why if you don't want. I'm just curious. Just for the love of God, nobody just keep putting the word glitch down there just because Simon does. Something other than the glitch. Anything other than the glitch. And then I'll pick someone at random and send you a disc. That's it.
I'm going to take the glitch and I'm going to throw it and risk OB the whole way and see what happens.
Seems like the logical thing to do. You get to play aggressive
really
here.
Good or really bad? What was that?
I said you get to play aggressive here because you got the safe shot.
That's how you throw it straight out of bounds. So Brandon's going to do the smart thing.
I'm going to just throw the pilot a little wide. And go in. That was a good run. And go. All right, Steve, tell us about 17, because I think this is the hole you have aced before.
I have. 291, hard right, protected by rocks at the very end. I'm going right, throwing the detour. The forehand really doesn't get there. It really is a backhand Annie to get close to the pin. Hold.
It's a lighty boy.
Down there.
Yep.
Edge
Shot.
circle 2.
All right, I'm gonna stick with this pilot. I've been liking this. I tend to like to throw a stable putter on this, high and wide, just kind of let it glide its way there. And she's stable boy. All right, so Steve actually ended up much better than I gave him credit for. Probably a 60-footer.
A little shorter. Beefy.
It would be nice to get this in 18 and put like 6 down. Chooch. All right, last hole.
I'm just having fun throwing it.
We actually didn't talk about this. Hole 18, 419 feet, just shy of 420. Straight uphill. It's usually a pretty easy birdie. You just have to throw something in the middle, halfway up, and then have the same shot. A couple guardian trees.
Detour it is. Too much hyzer.
Wrong fairway. I normally backhand this hole with something a little flippy, a high-speed driver. I do not have any of those, so I'm gonna try a forehand with the time lapse. Just see if I can get up there somewhere. Not terrible, but not the best. Going with Steve.
Gonna get the paradox whirl. See what happens. It's gonna go right unless I hit a tree early. Like that.
Off this time lapse. Seems like an official marker. The whale sack marker. All right. We got to be parked. I was listening for it. Got the official marker for the birdie. Time lapse only hole. That puts us down at 5 down, right?
Believe so. We'll check the scorecard.
We hit our goal with this that we've never, well, I've never thrown, and they are all from the Gyropalooza box. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Again, in the comments, leave your favorite MVP disc and your least favorite. You don't have to put why, and I will choose one person from the comments and send you a random disc from this box. That's it. Please like, subscribe. More of these are going to be coming out. Thanks, guys.